một ngôi trường có lịch sử lâu đời hơn 180 năm. Học sinh được cấp máy tính bảng xịn sò, học phí gần 2 tỷ đồng mỗi năm. Đây là Williston Northampton School. Có gì bên trong ngôi trường chịu chơi này? Khám phá ngay trong tập 3 của Boarding Pass.
I'm here at the Williston Northampton School, and it appears to be that this school is very, very welcoming, where everybody can come and feel completely at home. I'm very excited to check out the school today. Hey guys,
Hi.
I'm Phoebe. I'm here to visit the school, and I'm wondering if you guys can show me around.
I'm Tracy, and I'm a sophomore from Vietnam.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm Onion. I'm a junior from Vietnam.
So nice to meet you, Anyan.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Richard. I'm a sophomore from China.
So nice to meet you, Richard. So what do we have here?
Let's start with the chapel. The chapel's right over there, and it's basically just a place for the school to bond together, maybe every once or twice a week. The students just recap about what happens every week, and some clubs, extracurricular activities, and teachers might just give some presentations about what students can expect for the coming months. And right over there off campus is Galbraith Fields, where students can engage in sports and afternoon activities. So we have many soccer fields up there. There's a baseball field, there's a track, and there's tennis courts.
So where are we standing right now?
Oh, we're standing in front of our mission office. People can get in and have a tour around. And they also made like faculties who will represent the school to introduce you guys about school life. This Reed Campus Center where have multiple purpose. We have art galleries here, and we also have art classes and history classes. Over there is the dance studios, and we also have music intensive and art intensive here.
So this actually used to be the school pool, and so they basically transformed the downstairs into a student hangout place. So there's also a campus center where the school sells merch, and there's also the Stew Bob, which is sort of a school cafe for students and teachers.
This is the dining hall. We come here to get breakfast, lunch, dinner. Sometimes people can just come and grab a snack and drink if they have a free block. The food menu is changing every day, and the menu gonna be sent out on email in every morning. We love the food here.
Yeah, we love the food.
They're really diversity and
Yeah.
they're delicious. They change every day, and sometimes we have event like Asian Night Market when we actually be the chef and cook the Asian food for other people. So that building right there is Scott Hall. It's faced to the school library, and it's a science building. So we have all the science class there, like biology, physics, chemistry. It's also have like theater program in there. For example, they have acting class, they have playwriting scenes class. And they also have a lot of theater program like dancing, musical, the play, costume shop, and tech theater for who can sing or dance or acting. They're gonna make the costume, they build their stage and help people out.
Actually, Tracy and I have honors chemistry in the Scott Hall next. Would you like to join us?
I would love to join if that's okay.
All right, let's go right now.
All right.
I will head this way then. Bye
All right,
guys.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye, Onion.
I had the great privilege of coming back to Williston 14 years ago during our head of school's first year. So Bob Hill became the head of school, and then I came in the next year. And I think the school has changed quite a bit under his leadership. We've definitely advanced our academic opportunities. We have increased the strength of our extracurricular programming, but all the while we've kept the same community feel at the school too, which is great.
At the end of class yesterday, we got to go to the theater and got to look at the Bright Line Spectra. And then last night, the exact same thing was happening.
We're really proud of the academic opportunities, particularly on the higher end with our advanced placement courses. So if you see other boarding schools our size, you usually see maybe 14 or 15 AP courses offered, and we right now offer 28 AP classes. So we're very proud of that. We feel like we have a really strong academic student body. So for example, at almost every school, a student will be able to take AP Biology, AP Chemistry, or AP Physics. But at other schools our size, students might not have the chance to do AP Environmental Science or AP Psychology or AP Microeconomics. And so we're very proud of the fact that we offer those opportunities for our students. And many of our students take advantage of those AP opportunities. You know, we have some students who during their senior year will take 4 or 5 AP classes, and that's great for those students. But we also have students who come in for a year or two at Williston, and maybe an AP class is something that they didn't envision taking on in their old school, but they might take 1 or 2 before they head to college.
I've visited some of the classrooms, and I'm seeing that there are a lot of technology being used in the classrooms.
Yeah, we are now a Microsoft Showcase school. 10 or 11 years now, we started the Microsoft Surface program, which basically means that all of our students get Microsoft Surface devices in the beginning of the year when they arrive on campus. So all of our students and faculty members use a universal device. And while the device is great and it is an important piece of technology that our students use, it's more the programming and the interactive ability that those devices give us that really is the thing that sets that program apart. So our teachers use the Microsoft Surface. They're able to use a program called OneNote pretty extensively, and that allows them to take notes in class and to put notes in a shared notebook that our students can use.
Leading on, there are some opportunities that are very special present here at Williston, and that's the Williston Scholars Program, as well as the Compass Program. Tell us a little bit more about that.
I think the Williston Scholars Program has evolved over the course of time into something that we're really happy with today. So we are located in the Pioneer Valley in Western Massachusetts, and there's lots of advantages of our location. One of the advantages is that there's a consortium of colleges and universities around us, the 5 colleges. So that's Smith College, Amherst College, University of Massachusetts, Hampshire College, and Mount Holyoke College. Those 5 schools are a part of our consortium together, where their students can take classes at the different universities and colleges, so they have some fluidity with what their students can do with those schools. We were able to tap into that network of schools a few years ago. It has evolved into Williston Scholars now, which is an independent study program where our students can choose to take a deep dive into a topic and study that topic and work in conjunction with professors or content experts at the universities and the colleges. So Williston Scholars offers students an ability to take a much deeper dive into smaller topics and do independent study work, but do it in conjunction with college professors, which really gives them to do a different type of college level work, a really deep dive study into something really specific.
Onion Tracy, we're at the dining room, we're in the dining hall. How is the food like for you guys every day?
The food here is pretty good for me, and it's kind of like diversity, because we have Asian food and like some Mexican food. Like they change that every day.
If we don't know what to eat, then we always have to be creative to like make a sandwich, make your own salad. They have different dressing, different topping that you could choose, and so it's really convenient. Also, they support gluten-free people. Sometimes like for people who on diet and stuff, they have like their own place to put their food in for vegetarians.
They have
or stuff.
Vegan,
Yeah,
the vegan corner.
Yeah. They always post a menu like every single morning.
We have an organization called Sage, which is a group that we use in our dining services, and they do a phenomenal job of taking the menu options that exist within their organization and crafting them to our student body. So they'll make some unique things. They listen to feedback. So when students say that they really like something, or when students say they don't like something as much, they'll guide the menu and make choices in the future based on that.
We always like sit with our friends and just eat and talk about how was the day going. And for some of like the formal dinner, we have the arranged table. The teacher will send us like the table, and like we will see like who's we gonna sit with. And I think it's helped us to like make more new friends around. At the beginning of the school year, we also have the breakfast club for freshmen. People can go to breakfast together and like talk more to get to know each other.
They have some event on their dining hall. Favorite one is Asian night market, when we cook Asian food with other Vietnamese people or different country, and they make like a banner there sharing the culture of our country.
We have some amazing community dinners. So we just had a celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, which was a sit-down dinner, but it was a buffet that was designed around celebrating the different cultures in Latin America that are represented in our student body.
There's a small little town outside of campus, and I hear that there are quite a number of dining options, bagels, coffee, food around campus as well, right?
The most famous one is Vietcetera, which is the Asian restaurant. And it's always like crowded because people like Asian food. And we also have Dunkin' Donuts who wants to like donuts and drinks in the morning.
One of the other advantages of our location, in addition to the 5 colleges, is that we are located right in the middle of our town. And there are 26 restaurants that our students can walk to from Williston. We also know that sometimes on a weekend, our students might want some variety, so they can walk to 26 different places in town. They can get everything from sushi or Korean barbecue to there's a great Mexican and El Salvadoran restaurant that has great burritos and street tacos. And then there's a traditional American diner that kind of provides anything that you want. So a lot of different options for our students. If they want something different, they can just walk right into town.
Hành trình du học bắt đầu từ ngôi trường dành riêng cho bạn. Với Finding School, bạn có thể tùy thích khám phá hơn 800 trường học tại 4 quốc gia bằng bộ lọc thông minh và chức năng so sánh đến 5 trường. Tìm trường theo địa điểm yêu thích với tính năng bản đồ trực quan. Finding School tìm ngôi trường phù hợp theo chuẩn riêng của bạn.
So a very vibrant afternoon program at Williston. The majority of our students on a given season are participating in an athletic endeavor. We have 31 different interscholastic sports teams here at Williston over the course of the year. And our athletic program is very strong. We have right now, in the last 5 years or so, just about 35% of our population at Williston are going on from Williston and participating in NCAA athletics at the Division 1, 2, and 3 level. So that represents a significant portion of our population in comparison to other schools our size. As strong as our varsity level teams might be, we have opportunities for every student to try a new sport. Everyone on our girls and boys ice hockey team, for example, all the varsity athletes are aspiring to play at the college level, and many of them have great opportunities to play at the college level after Williston. But if a student comes to Williston and have never ice skated before, they'll have an opportunity to play on a JV or a thirds hockey team here at Williston, which we just think is great. That if you are someone who is aspiring to the highest level of athletics, you'll have an opportunity to fine-tune your craft while you're here. But if you're someone that just admires those folks and wants to try those sports, you're going to have a chance to do that and to put on a Williston jersey and compete in those sports.
So now we're at Galbraith Fields, and this is basically where I spend most of my time during the fall trimester, because I do cross country, and that just involves with running outside. So right behind us, we have this 3-mile, 5-kilometer trail for cross country, and it just goes into the woods and the surrounding areas. And that's usually where we practice. And obviously there's other sports around here. The turf behind us, and that's just for field hockey, lacrosse, and soccer, and sports like that. And there's also other baseball fields and soccer fields on this side. And we also have Mr. Garvey and the athletic trainer team. And they just keep us healthy, keep us on the peak of our performance. And I think that's just a great part, because sports isn't just about like how fast you run and stuff like that, but it's also about like mentally how prepared you are.
In addition to our athletic program, though, we also have a really vibrant arts program. So that is something that is part of our curricular day at Williston as well. We are one of a few schools that offer up what we call arts intensive in the afternoon. So if a student is a painter or a musician or an actor or actress, and they want to do more with those endeavors, they have a chance to do that in the afternoon program for 1 season a year. So we have anywhere from 30 to 45 students every season that will participate in our arts intensive program in the afternoon as well. We have programming throughout the year with the 9th grade where they do activities together. Just last night, you all got to witness a little bit of campus life, and we had a campfire, and we were doing some fluorescent badminton tournament. But the 9th graders earlier in the day, earlier in the evening, had s'mores around a campfire together. So they do some smaller events throughout the year to continue to have the class really bond together, and also just to how to navigate dorm life. How to get along with roommates, how to get along with dorm mates, how to figure out how to coexist together in a dorm. All of that is with an eye toward helping them to figure out what it is that makes them who they are, right? On our website, you see the phrase "be yourself" here. That's the first thing you see when you come to the Williston website. And we're very proud of the fact that that concept is something that permeates the community in so many different ways. It's something that we do as faculty members. We want to support students be the strongest version of themselves when they come in, or to figure out what be yourself here means to them while they're here. We attract students who want to be a part of that. So while faculty members do a lot to foster that, our student body itself actually does a lot to foster that amongst themselves.
The dorms here are new and super clean, and our friend Onion's dorm is a single room because he's a proctor. And I'd love to check out what a single room looks like for Onion. Hi, are you there? Hey, Onion.
Hi.
Hi, can I have a look? It seems like you got a cool dorm right there.
This is my independent life. Everyone have a deck. This is my decoration. This is my bed. I have a dog right here. Sometimes I feel kind of sad. I like talk to him.
I bet you brought this from home, right?
Yeah, it's been with me for like 9 years already.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, one of my best friends. I set up like a screen in here so I could play some video games, watching movie. Oh, I play music, so this is like some ukulele and guitars that I have. I bought a printer, clothes I put in here, a bunch of clothes, and also this part. Yeah, that's all my room.
So how does it feel to live on your own, alone, away from your parents?
Well, I have to do everything myself now. I have to fold my clothes, clean my room most of the time. When I moved to the dorm, I have like 7 or 8 boxes with like a bunch of stuff, and I just like, what should I do now? Because like in my freshman year, my mom came here with me and she set up everything for me. She's like, okay, this is gonna be here, this is gonna be there. But now I have like all my stuff and be like, oh, I have to decor myself. I have to be creative. I have to do what I want. Just more independence and more creative.
Let's go to students' living spaces. How are the dorms structured here on Williston?
We just finished the most successful capital campaign we've ever had at the school. We raised $86 million over the course of a 5-year campaign. We right now have 2 essentially brand new dorms, and then 1 that's fairly new as well. So 3 of our 8 living spaces are really almost brand new. That has helped us to finish what we call the residential quad on campus.
Hey guys, we're sitting together just like you're sitting in your common area. I'd love to understand a little bit more about how your dorm life is like for you each day.
So my dorm is drawn in white, which is the yellow building right there behind you. That's a freshman dorm. I really love the atmosphere there because as a proctor in the dorm, I love to like make new friends every year, meeting new kids and like take care of them.
What about you, Tracy? What's your dorm life like?
I'm living in a Woodhouse, which is like a freshman dorm also. We hang out a lot in the common room, and also we have dorm meeting every Sunday to gather together. And we also have a lot of activities inside the dorm to get close to each other for a birthday and some games. And then we also make some like food, like cookies. Yeah.
How is it living with roommates?
I really enjoy my roommates, and we're still staying together like from the second years now. For freshman year, there's some mixed roommates by like Asia and like America. So it's gonna be like more closer for like the communities. And yeah, I like my roommates.
How have you matured in terms of your maturity now that you've lived in dorms?
We're becoming like more independent because we live far from family, and so like we have to take care of ourselves and like to understand more about the people who we live with.
Yeah, I agree with her. Being like independence is really important too, especially when I picked to come to the US. In freshman year, I always try to be like, oh, there's a party, I'm gonna be there. There's an event, I'm gonna be there. Wherever my friends go, I'm gonna be there because I want to be with them. I'm gonna make more friends. But like the more older I get, I be like, oh, my life is getting more busy right now. I need to get my work done. I need some space for myself. I still need to spend time with my friends, so I start organizing everything to make it work. I love doing like that because it feels like, oh, I have a purpose in life. I know what I'm doing every day in the school.
In a school like this, I'm sure there's going to be some traditions. Can you tell me a bit about them?
First of all, we have Olympics that happen I think every month. That's like kind of like competitions between dorms, and we paint the banner together, and we also play games to compete. And one of the Olympics activity that I like the most is the lip sync, because we can like perform in the chapel. We can also like understand more each other.
So Olympics is Williston's version of our own little Olympics, and those are dorm competitions. So all the dorms have a team in Olympics, and then our day students have their own team. And they compete in some fun contests throughout the fall. So they do things like there's a spike ball tournament, or there's a giant Jenga contest. They do like a trivia contest. So they have different contests along the way. The biggest event of Olympics is an event that happens in the winter, and it's called lip sync. So lip sync is an event where every dorm and the day students perform a lip sync. They basically either have a song or a blend of different songs, and they put on a performance. And each group gets a lot more points if all of the people in the dorm participate, so all of the people in the dorm participate. It is an amazing show of community spirit. It's held on a Saturday night in February. Everyone comes to the chapel to watch lip sync, and it's an incredibly exciting night. People have a great time, and they prepare pretty vehemently for it. They spend a lot of time getting ready for lip sync and putting a lot of time and effort into their choreography, and it's just a really, really fun event every year. So one of the long-standing traditions is an event at the end of the year called Willie Gras, which is basically supposed to be Williston's version of Mardi Gras. So it's just a big carnival on the last day of school. We finish classes a little bit early at lunchtime. We have a huge outdoor barbecue. We bring in bounce houses, and we have some fun activities where there's a big tug of war that happens between the grades. So the seniors and the 11th graders have a tug of war against each other. We do some really fun activities, and then it culminates in a canoe race on our pond where the 12th graders have a canoe race against the 9th graders, the 10th graders have one against the 11th graders, and then the winners go against each other.
It's just feel like a water park. For example, if you win a game, there's like a bell in the closer dining hall, people just like dong, and everyone's like, oh yay, we just win a game. All the stuff happening in my dorms and maybe other dorms too. For example, like Tuesday night talk, it's like a mental health cares from the school to us. Like they have different topics, like sometimes like about like relationships, sometimes it's about
mental
like
health.
Stressful, and they talk about it. We do some exercise, some workshop with other people to understand them more.
For Christmas and Valentine, we call it Galentine. And we also have mug nights. We can paint our mug, and they give food for us to eat. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
There's a large enough Vietnamese community here at Williston. How did that come to be?
This is our first year where we actually have more than 10 students from Vietnam. We have 12 students. I'm very excited about that. I get to travel to Vietnam to meet students, and it's always exciting to me when students arrive at Williston who I got to meet in their home country. I would say that group of students has been tremendous here in the school, and really the reason that we're able to have the population that we do from Vietnam is through a wonderful partnership with a group called American Education Group, led by a guy named Rich Sherwood. We were able to kind of forge a relationship between Williston and Rich's group, the AEG, American Education Group. He's been a tremendous resource for us. He introduces us to students in Vietnam, so we've gotten to meet a lot of students in both Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. He does wonderful work with helping to guide students to find schools, but also working with English language learners, helping them build their English skills. So we know that students that are coming to us that have worked with Rich's organization are really, really well prepared, not only to take on a boarding experience, but their English proficiency is much higher than other students that we work with from other countries.
It's been a great visit to the Williston Northampton School this time. And with 49 APs and honors, even in such academic rigor, students are really able to feel the warmth of the community here. The adults, the faculty, and everybody in the community are all dedicated to knowing each one student, as well as to be able to be invested in their success.